Cody Waite here with Weight Endurance at Session 6 Sport Performance, showing you yet another hip hinging variation used in the stability portion of our strength and conditioning base builder program. So hip hinge, we've talked a lot about this in previous movement videos, but it's all about hinging at the hips. So it's all about kind of popping that butt forward, getting a hinging motion. Today we're going to work with the classic kind of kettlebell swing, which is a hip hinge, and then you're going to use a big time glute firing to open those hips as you swing the weight out in front of you. Okay, so it's a full hinge, not quite a full hinge down, but then you get that full extension coming back out of it. So it's a lot of glute strength as well as getting low back and hamstrings involved as well. Okay, so kettlebell swing starts out with the kettlebell right below your legs. Stance is roughly your squat stance, maybe slightly wider than your squat stance. Use good deadlifting mechanics to get the kettlebell up off the ground so you don't hurt your back. Reposition your feet as needed, and then it's, again, I'm going to do this in slow motion, but it's all about popping that butt back, getting that hinge. So if we were at a little more speed, the kettlebell will kind of come back through our legs, and then as we come through, we're really squeezing our glutes and opening up our hips as we come through, and that's going to be what throws that weight up in front. So there's very little arm being used in lifting this weight. It's all about this hip hinge and thrust that's getting the weight up. The arms are really just what connects the kettlebell to your body and gets the kettlebell moving. Okay, so you're not using your arms to move this weight. You're just holding on to the weight and using your hips with the hinge and the thrust to get it going. Okay, so fairly straightforward: hinge and thrust. Okay, so a couple things here. When you bring the kettlebell eye level, that's called a Russian kettlebell swing. Perfectly fine. It does the job. The American or CrossFit style of the kettlebell swing has you bring the kettlebell all the way overhead and then down. So you get much greater range of motion through your shoulders, and it requires maybe just a little more hip pop or hip thrust to kind of get that weight up. Purely depends on shoulder mobility. If you can get your shoulders up and it's comfortable and achievable, go for it. If you're limited on some mobility there and you only want to go this high, or that's just kind of where your comfort level is, that's totally fine as well. Okay, so it's all about hinge at the hips, and then it's that big thrust. It's really kind of a power move along with that hip hinging motion. Okay, so really thinking about powering through, that's what's going to swing that weight up overhead. So it's a super classic exercise, easy to do just about anywhere, and a great power movement. All right, have fun.